fearless, you got fire. He's the spark that lifts you higher. You were made for joy, made for more. It's time to walk through heaven's door. The world is yours, take your place. Every dream aligned with grace. Overflow is your reward. Walk it out, abundance is yours. Oh, you can change it every time. Hope and faith, they realign. You're not stuck, not anymore. 'Cause girl, abundance is yours.
Hello, everyone. This is Julie Loughlin Hares with Divine Abundance, and I am so excited to have my two friends, Moises and Bri, Rico. And I was recently on their show, and we had such a good time that I invited him to come on to our show with Divine Abundance. So excited to have you both here. Thank you for being with me this morning. And we're just going to kind of jump right in. So, Divine Abundance, I just wanted to ask each one of you guys, what does abundance mean to you in general?
Well, thank you so much for having us. We are so excited. I'm a little bit nervous all the time. So if you hear me that's just me. But abundance to me, it just means having a lot of it, right? But the most important part of it is having a lot of time. To me, it's just the time is precious. Time it just means everything to me. I don't know about you, babe.
Yeah, when it comes to abundance is an infinite amount of X factor that you want in your life.
Yeah.
One thing that I learned about abundance is that we live in a very abundant world, and we may get into it later on in the show. However, I found that in order for you to be able to enjoy that abundance, there needs to be discipline. Because if there's no discipline, I mean, it started to Genesis.
Right.
Genesis started that way. Like, hey, you have
Right.
abundance, and then what happened? You were not disciplined to enjoy that
Yeah.
abundance. So,
Mhm.
for me, it's like, hey, you can enjoy everything. However, let's go ahead and make sure there's discipline so that you can enjoy that abundance in your life.
Oh, Moises, I really like that. That's super insightful, and you're right. And I love how you tie it right back to the Bible and to God, and by living within that discipline of having discipline, but also being able to enjoy your abundance, and how those two things can come together to create such a richer life experience. I mean, thank you. That's, I think, one of the most insightful answers that I think I've had thus far. So thank you for sharing that. When you guys think about your lives in totality, and I know the nature of your show, doing it raw, right? Doing it raw,
Yes.
relationship goals. When you think about the totality of your relationship, guys, what are some times in your life where your belief in abundance may have helped you overcome, whether it was within your relationship with each other, or an outside, like an employment relationship or whatever? I'm just going to open it up to that. But your belief in abundance helped you overcome like a difficult time in your life.
I think we can speak many examples.
So many.
I think the first real challenge that we had was when she was pregnant with our first daughter. It was during a time where we're like, okay, our family is growing. We need to not live in apartments anymore. We need a home now. We can rent it or buy it. Or we're gonna look into that stuff. Unfortunately, we didn't get it in time, so we had to move into my mom's for about 6 months, since our lease in the apartment was due. And she was still pregnant. She was working. I was part-time working and handling kind of like the business that we were working on right at the time. And the, right when she was about to give birth, so many, and even after, so many factors came into play. She didn't want to work anymore. She wanted to take some time off. And we were planning, okay, you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, so on and so forth. And then our daughter was born, which was a great gift, but even that was a challenge itself. She was in the hospital for about a week or so. And
Wow.
then literally 10 days after she was born, a drunk driver hit us from the back and
Oh
we
my
lost our
gosh.
car. So
Wow.
she was not working anymore. I was not
Hmm.
working because I was taking time off for me to be there for when
Yeah.
after she gave birth. We were living at my mom's and we had no car, no no finances coming in.
Wow. Yeah.
And we were like, okay, well, how are we gonna do it? Like, how is she gonna go back to work? Am I gonna go work? The car situation, so on and so forth. And luckily, because of the mindset that we had at the time, it was one of those things where like, all right, well, there's nothing else that we can do besides move forward. And
Yes.
luckily, we had a good village around us. My mom had a spare car, so she let us borrow that for some time. I immediately started applying to jobs, so I got to work, and
Hmm.
she got to be a stay-at-home mom, and ever since, she has been a stay-at-home mom. So
That's
it was one of those
awesome.
things where, like, hey, during the time where like literally everything's going going
Kind
array,
of left.
yeah,
I mean, things happen you guys couldn't
yeah,
plan. You have a new baby, the new baby ends up staying in the hospital a week, and then you're hit by a drunk driver. I mean, thank God, you guys were okay and the baby was
yeah.
okay. I mean, how scary was that? That had to be a lot to process.
Oh
It
yeah.
was a lot because even till this day, I'm kind of scared to drive.
Yes.
Because our car actually like it rolled over several times.
Oh
It
my
got
gosh.
completely destroyed. Like it was crazy. And my son was there too. He was maybe like 6 or 7.
So,
Wow.
Um and it was crazy. And like he's saying, it was a lot, but also like I think our faith in God just
Yes.
allowed us to get through it. Because I mean his family is incredible. Like they're our biggest supporters, they're our village. But I think if we didn't realize that God is always with us, because it could have gotten way worse. Like we weren't
Yeah.
even hurt at all. Like they were amazed that nothing happened to us because our
Yes.
car was destroyed.
yeah.
And that was the biggest like blessing because it allowed us to kind of change our mindset with like have more faith because
Hmm.
it could have been way worse.
Mhm.
Wow, you guys, that's a lot to take in. Um, and thank God you had your foundation and faith, and then having to lean on each other, but also your family and having that around you can be a difference maker, right? I mean, I think
Mhm.
it comes down to foundationally what you believe, and you believe that God would see you through that time for both of you. And he did. So
Yeah.
look at us
Yes, he
now. I
did.
mean, that's amazing. As a couple that proactively practices communication being a key component to a good relationship, what are some tips that you can give our viewers that may be watching us today about how to make sure that the communication in your relationship is always there? So what are
Mhm.
some like strategies or things that you teach other people about and it can be tied to abundance because everyone wants an abundant relationship, right? So, what are some key things that you teach others to make sure that communication is always flowing back and forth in the relationship?
Yeah. Do you want to go or?
Um, I feel like having deep conversations is extremely important.
Mm.
Mhm.
And not just that, but when you're having them, is putting your ego aside. I
Yeah.
think a lot of times when we want to have a deep conversation with our partner, we kind of go into it trying to, what am I going to defend myself from? Right? Instead of just being like, you know what? No, let's go ahead and put the ego aside and kind of put yourselves excuse me into their situation of what they're telling you. That's what I learned a lot throughout the years with my husband is that I never saw his side of things,
Yeah.
and I always just like selfishly was like me and my
Mhm.
feelings, and it wasn't that my feelings were invalid, it was just that I was using them to kind of defend myself and a
Yeah.
little bit of attack.
So instead of like listening to respond, we listen to understand, like a
Mhm.
deeper, like I know what you're saying, Brie, because I mean, sometimes my trauma has me step into this version of myself that I'm working on, which is, very protective of self. And when we are very protective of self, because in the past it hasn't gone well for us and we've been attacked, a lot of times we don't listen to understand, we just listen to respond. And
Mhm.
Exactly.
totally get what you're saying. So if we can pull that barrier down and really listen to understand what your partner is saying, it'll put you in a much better situation. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
How
100%.
about for you, Moises? What would you say?
I would say one thing that I've never really heard podcasters, therapists, counselors really speak about is when it comes to communication, you need to know what you're communicating. And what I
Mm-hmm.
mean by that, so many couples, specifically men, I mean, it goes both ways, but they feel like they're not understood by their spouse. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what I struggled with my wife for so long. And I came to the realization of, do I even understand myself?
Right.
And if I don't understand myself, how can I expect her to understand me? Now I'm looking for that understanding from a completely separate person outside of me who at the time she wasn't even able to understand herself. So it's
Mm-hmm.
one of those things that, like, hey, if you want your spouse to understand you, you need to teach him how to hold space for you. And how do you do
Right.
that? You need to hold space for yourself. You need to
Yeah.
get to know you so that you know how to communicate you to the other person and in a way that it's digestible, that they can go ahead and receive and hold space for. And that is the biggest thing that when it comes to communication, it's not, hey, make them listen. They have to hold space. Yes, they do. However, your part is to facilitate that as much as possible, to make it
Right.
as smooth as possible for them, instead of just, expecting them to be a dumpster that you can just dump your trash on.
Mm. It's kind of
Right.
funny he says that because like even till this day, like if I'm having a rough time, he'll be like, "Well, how can I help you? What do you need from me?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. Like I don't even know what I need. Like I have no
Mm-hmm.
idea." So I'm like, "Okay, I need to take time to, you know, understand myself first so that I can ask for help because yeah, like it's true. It happens all the time even to this day."
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. It's interesting, guys. I had I'm just reflecting on my own journey right now, and I had kind of a challenging day yesterday and just had a
Mm.
complete meltdown. And my significant other kind of looks scared. You kind of
No.
look like frozen, like a deer in the headlights, like, uh-oh, I'm not sure what to do. It
Yeah.
really, like, I could see like the panic setting in on him, like, oh wow, because I don't usually cry. So if
Mm.
I start to cry, people will get like a little bit like, oh, this is pretty serious because that's not my normal go-to emotion. My normal
Mhm.
go-to emotion is anger, and like I want to change things and I get fired up and this isn't right and we're gonna make changes. But I just had hit my breaking point with everything
Mm.
that's going on, and I just lost it for a while. And he stood there kind of like, uh oh my gosh, what do I do next? And he's just very logical and rational and very like, um I don't know, I don't mean to say this like the wrong way, Moises, but very much like a dude, he's
Yeah.
just like very literal and very like, and no disrespect to all the men that are listening but and watching us,
I get
but
it. Yeah.
it's kind of like he's like, well, he went right into like rational mode, like right
Hmm.
into like trying to provide a solution. And I realized as I was talking to him later, I'm like, like I asked him, like, why did you do that? He's like, well, it seemed like the logical thing to do to try to help you get out of that, mood that you were in. Like you were crying and you were really upset. And I was trying to understand, what was the origin? Like, why were you upset? And like, what's going on? And like, what made you cry? And like, he's just asking you all these questions. And you're like, I just need to feel my feelings. And
Hmm.
so we talked about that. And I said, sometimes when I go to that state, it just means I need to process emotions out of my body. Like I'm stressed out, there's a lot going on, and I just need to like let it go. Um,
Hmm.
he's like, okay, well, I understand that now, but in the moment just didn't quite get it. And
Mhm.
it's just funny dynamics in a relationship, right? It's
I mean, it happens like
yep,
all the time, and
yeah,
I think like we're a little bit opposite because when that happens, I'm the logical one. Um,
yep,
and a little tip is like you can tell him this because he'll forget. Like he'll
hmm,
forget. Men are men, you know.
yep,
Obviously, we're with a man, so they're not gonna
yep,
be like us. But you could tell him because I remember like he would always say, "Do you need me to listen to you, or do you want me to give you advice?"
Mm-hmm.
And that would like immediately like shock me and be like, oh yeah, exactly. What do I need?
Right.
So I think like that's a little tip that has helped us a lot is like ask that question. Like, do you need
Mm-hmm.
me to listen or do you just you want some advice? Because at times I just either me or him, we just needed somebody to listen and just
Yeah,
like
100%.
let it all out. And
I
that
just needed to
just
get it
helps so
out.
much.
I just needed to say things that I hadn't said that were kind of stuck right here. And I just needed to cry. Like I just had a challenging day and things weren't going my way and I just was feeling bad and I'm like I just need to get it out, you know?
Yeah.
So once he understood that, he was like great about it and came over, gave me a hug. He's like it's, it's going to be okay. And I actually needed that too. Just didn't I think sometimes we don't even know what we need when you're in that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
And it's just good when you can have someone that just mindfully wants to hold space, but also wants to be there to comfort you or create value and does care about the relationship, is willing to like stand there in the gap during a complete,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a 5-star meltdown, guys. It was pretty epic. What do you think was been the one thing that you guys practice or that you've learned in your journey together that has really improved your relationship? It can be one thing that you both kind of like, okay, this is the one thing that helped us shift our relationship, and it's something that we continue to practice every day.
I mean, we could call it mindset, we can call it
Mhm.
strategy, we can call it thought process, whatever it may be. What really helped us with everything, and I do literally mean everything, is the thought process that we're a team. We're
Yeah.
together. Our marriage, no matter what, is the one that wins. Doesn't matter
Mhm.
whose ego gets affected or emotions get hurt. If our marriage is winning, let it win. Because if
Yeah.
I win and she loses, I'm still losing. Because
Right.
I have to deal with my wife who feels like she lost.
Right.
Vice versa, right? So that's why the mindset of your marriage is always needs to be winning. You're in the same team. It's you together versus whatever issue you confront. That has tremendously helped us with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit it.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I was like thinking the same thing because it
Hmm.
has like it's done so much for us. Um, because again, like we are we go into things defensive a lot of the times, right? Because of what
Yeah.
we've been through in the past and whatnot. And thinking it that way, it's always like, okay, like how can we together solve this problem that we're having?
Hmm.
How can
Hmm.
we together like even if it's like something that I am because there's been times where I'm like, you know what, like you're making me feel this way, like, this and this and that. And instead of him being like defensive about it, it's like, okay, like, well, what can we do? What can we do to not allow this to make you feel this way, or what can we do together? And
Hmm.
that definitely like that just made our marriage like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like it just completely changed everything.
Change.
Yeah.
Changed
Yeah, because
everything. Yeah.
even fights that we were having, like I mean, we have little arguments here and there, but
Sure.
it's never like it used to be. Like we used to fight all the time, like for
Hmm.
anything, for
Right.
littlest things, and now it's like those things don't even matter anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The socks on the floor don't even matter anymore. I'm like,
Exactly.
who cares? I just pick them up. We're a team.
Exactly. You're like, that's not gonna end us, right? That's not gonna even be a reason why we fight. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
that's awesome. So you guys, if you think about your younger self, like thinking about the younger version of each one of you, what is a piece of advice that you would give the younger version of you now that all the knowings that you have, and it can be in any area, you can relate
Hmm.
it to relationship or really just any area of your life that you feel would be helpful to share with the viewers.
Um, I think for me, I would tell my younger self that it wasn't my fault. Um, a lot of things happened to me as a child that affected the way that I took on relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of started feeling like I didn't deserve love. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't deserve to be loved. So when he came, it was a huge struggle because I felt like he was perfect and there was no way. Like
Hmm.
there was no way he could be perfect, and there was no way that he could love me because of
Hmm.
everything that I went through, right? So I kept pushing him away all the time. Like I even told him like, go date other people. I'll wait for you. Like
Yeah.
dumb things like that just because I didn't feel like I deserved his love. So
Hmm.
that is like the thing that I would tell myself is like what happened to you wasn't your fault and you do deserve to be loved by someone.
Absolutely. That's profound. Bree, thanks for sharing that. That's a very big message for a lot of people out here. So thank you. Moises, how about for you? What would be something that you would tell your younger self that would probably be maybe a profound learning that you have and you want to impart that back to the younger version of you?
Yeah. One thing I would tell myself, it's kind of in the same role of like, hey, you are worthy of love, is like, hey, everything turned out okay. I got you. I
Yep.
think one of the things that we all look for in our adult bodies, right? We still have that inner child, is for
Hmm.
that protector, that savior.
Yep.
And you can be that person for that little boy, that little girl.
Yeah.
So that's what I would tell him, and in a way I do through my actions, right? Like, hey,
Mhm.
we got this. Don't worry. I'm not gonna leave you. The
Right.
reason why those are important for me specifically is because I grew up in a broken home. My dad
Mhm.
left when I was 3, 4, and ever since then I was kind of looking for that male positive role model in my life, and I was a yes man to a lot of men who were giving me inklings of like, hey, I can raise you. I can be your dad, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, so I would tell him like, hey, I got you. There's no one else but me here, and of course
Mhm.
we have God. He is our one and only true Father, who has been there since the day you were born, and He hasn't left you. So
Right.
He's the one that you can depend on, and He's helping me through this as well. So I would tell that little boy like, hey, everything's fine. Have fun.
Yep.
Enjoy life.
That's awesome. That's
Look where we
great.
are right now. So yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Guys, I want to give you an opportunity to share with the viewers a little bit more about what you're working on right now with your show, with your podcast.
Hmm.
So if you could, if you wouldn't mind, Moises, just kind of sharing the kind of like a challenge or what you guys are doing right now with the viewers and also where people can find you.
Yeah, so starting off where people can find us on Facebook, it's Moises Rico, Bri Rico on her side. They can find our podcast on YouTube and Spotify. It's Doing It Raw Relationship Goals. And right now we do have kind of a special challenge that we want to throw out there to people. To give context, my wife and I took this challenge on at the beginning of the summer. We did 30 days full of practicing a love language, and we posted it on Facebook and our social medias.
I saw, I was
And
watching you
we
guys. It was pretty cool.
yeah, it was fun, and even at our level of relationship, and what I mean by level, it's like, hey, I feel strong to say like, hey, we have a healthy marriage. Even at
Mhm.
that extent, this challenge just made it a whole lot better for us because what he did, it made us intentional in practicing loving the other person and not
Mhm.
expecting it in return. That's
Right.
one big thing, and also it made us see what our partner is doing and to show us love and to be able to receive it, because that is also something that is not spoken about as much, is that sometimes your partner struggles with receiving love based on past experiences. So I believe that this
Yes.
challenge is a great kind of like jumpstart to relationships if they are in the phase of roommates, they haven't really connected, so on and so forth. This is something super simple, and what we can give to the viewers is, if they wish to partake in this challenge, is a complete guide, technically a calendar, full 30 days. Each day has kind of like 5 examples of different love languages you can practice, and it's up to you choosing which one you can practice. And they're super simple, from literally taking out the trash to some big ones, whether it's get roses or go on a date, so on and so forth for your spouse,
Yeah.
or even some tickets to an event, like my wife did.
That's awesome, you guys. I love that. And it was so cool to watch you post that on your Facebook. Like I was watching you guys and I'm like, that's so cool. Like Bree, you would do something really awesome for Moises and then Moises would do some pretty cool for you. And the fact that
Yeah.
you both shared like the impact that it had on you. I think that that was really incredible. So thank you both for being here with me today. Is there anything else, parting words that you'd like to say, or anything that you would like to encourage the viewers on,
I
or?
mean, no, thank you so much for having
Yep.
us. It flew by, right?
I know,
Um,
my
and
show is a 30-minute segment, so it isn't an hour. So I'm always like, I have to tell people, hey, we're gonna move kind of quickly, and it's gonna feel like it was 2 minutes, and it's actually half an hour. I know, isn't it crazy? It goes fast.
no, but it was awesome. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having us.
Thank you
And
very much.
yeah, like anybody needs us, just reach out. We're here for you guys.
We love that. We love that. And will we see you guys next year at Surrender to Rise in Texas?
You
Awesome.
definitely will.
Yes, we will
Awesome.
be there all weekend, the whole time.
Awesome. We're really looking forward to that. And for our viewers, Surrender to Rise, it was a book series produced by Elena Rodriguez. There is a Queen's version and a King's version. Moises, are you in the King's version?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I thought so. Moises is in the King's version. I'm in the Queen's version of it. It's a book series, and we will be promoting the book, but there will be a lot going on next September 24th to 26th, 2026. I believe it'll be in the Dallas area, and we're really looking forward to it. It's how I met Rico's in this past year and got to know them and realized what an incredible resource they were, and I wanted to share them with my viewers. So thank you all for being here today on Divine Abundance. It has been my pleasure to serve everyone, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thanks, guys. Good
You
to see you
too.
both.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You got purpose, you got fire. He's the spark that lifts you higher. You were made for joy, made for more. It's time to walk through heaven's door. The world is yours, take your place. Every dream aligned with grace. Overflow is your reward. Walk it out, abundance is yours. Oh, you can change it every time. Hope and faith, they realign. You're not stuck, not anymore. 'Cause girl, abundance is yours. This is your Prospera era, where dreams align with grace. Abundance flows like rivers. You've stepped into your place. Rise, reign, and remember, you were born to shine. Welcome to your moment, Prospera, it's time.
We hope you enjoyed today's show on Prospera TV Network. Make it a point to visit us on YouTube and catch all your favorite shows anytime you want. Interested in hosting a show of your own? Or advertising your business on our network? Contact Elena Rodriguez.
Rolling down the street where the asphalt meets the soul. Wheels and warriors were breaking out of control. With every turn we take, we're riding